Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How about you?
I'm also fine. I have.
Sir, there was some misunderstanding actually. At 12 o'clock, I gave time, wanted to give it to somebody else, but mixed up.
No, actually, you sent message started.
Yeah. No, actually, 12 o'clock was for somebody else. But then actually now I could not take your class also and the other one also, I missed.
Oh, no,
But it's okay.
this was the message. He said, "Can we have the class tomorrow at 12
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this?"
yeah, yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was for somebody else. Oh, sir, I sent you an email. Did you get the chance to see that?
Yeah. Just let me download the file. Where is your mail? This one. You have written the code to enter
Yes,
password and also to show it on click using if else statement.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Not
Sir,
working.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I mean, this show thing is not working. And show button.
Okay. So let me just check it. Why it is not working?
I cannot see your screen actually.
Its name is form element, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is having the same file. So I'm just replacing with this file.
Okay, sir, I cannot see your screen.
Okay. So let me just share this screen also. So now it should be visible to you.
Yes, sir.
So let me open the file first of all. This is syllabus. This is the file.
Yes, sir.
Here, this is name equal to SHW.
Yes, sir.
So why you have given a name like this, SHW?
Just no reason. I mean, just
And its ID equal to pass, S pass.
yes, sir.
Generally, we keep the same value in name and ID.
Okay, okay.
For example, this example, so ID equal to your name and name equal to also. So
Yeah,
it is
actually, it was not.
more convenient way. Okay,
Yes.
and both value can be same. There is no problem with
Okay.
it.
Because actually, I thought, like I was trying different things
Yeah.
as it was not working. So,
No, that is not the problem. Value can be same of two or more
mm,
attributes. So it's let us go to inside your folder. This is the file. This one.
yes, sir.
So you want to after clicking
Show
on
the
this,
pass.
yeah. So just a minute. On click equal to reveal and this function. Get element by ID EPWD. Where is EPWD?
This is the password.
This
If you
one.
go up,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
And if it is password. Okay. So why we have written this triple equal to symbol here?
I don't know, sir. I was searching different things because it was not working. Then I found somewhere this.
Okay.
So I then used this triple.
It should be double equal to.
Double equal to. Okay.
Yeah. So now, so first of all, we have to check whether this control is coming in this block or not. Okay. That is always a better way. So we should always check with the help of alert statement whether this alert is working or not. You can just write a message inside it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if this statement will execute this alert,
Yes, sir.
control is here. and otherwise.
Right, right.
So first of all, we have to just check whether control, yeah. So inside this function. Now let us write something here and then click on show. Okay. Password. So now let us alert another thing. This R dot type. What is the value of R dot type at this moment?
Okay.
Okay. So this is not working.
Hmm.
No. That means there is problem in this statement.
Okay.
There is problem in this statement.
Yes.
That's why it is not working.
Right.
Get, I think it's the function is get elements by ID.
Yes, I also tried that document dot forms dot element.
No, no, we can write where R equal to document dot get element by ID. And then the name of the ID. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So its ID is EPWD.
Yes, sir.
ID equal to EPWD. Type equal to password and this. Now still it is not working. Get element by ID. It should how it work. Why it is not working? Alert. That means there is a error at this place. No.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Control Shift I. Yeah. Document dot get element by ID is not a function. That's why it is not a function. It should be get elements by ID.
Okay. But sir, it gave the option.
So now there is no error. Yeah.
Right, right, right.
Oh, I think this D should be a small. Like what JavaScript get element by ID. This should be a small. Last D. This one. It is not capital.
Okay.
That's why it is not working.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
This one. Here is the its name. It is like this. Get element by ID. D is small.
ID. Right.
Like this.
Yes.
then it should work. It's color. Get document dot get element by ID, and then we are displaying its type.
Yes.
Okay. Let's delete this. Let us comment this also.
Sir, in the alert, inside function you have given quotation before, but in the second one it's not because it's not a text.
No. Yeah, this is just a variable,
Okay, okay.
and this is just a message.
Right, right, right.
That's why. So let me just write it here. Suppose I am writing simply R. Here, input element. So control is coming here,
Yes.
and if
Yes.
I'm writing R dot name, suppose, just refresh this page, and now let us use its type. Password. Okay.
Yes.
So now it will work. We need to refresh it, this page.
Yes.
So password, suppose it is something like this. Now it is visible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Sir.
And if you get
Yes.
it, you can click on it. That is
Yes.
invisible.
Right.
Okay. So
Yes.
actually,
So what was
debugging process
like?
this is very tough.
Hmm.
Yeah, due to this cache problem, browser stores this code in its cache.
Okay, 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 okay.
That's why several times whenever we make change in the code, it is not
Yes, sir.
effective.
Right, 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 sir.
Sometimes
And sir,
you delete its history also.
right. So this is also because it's case sensitive. So I put ID in caps, so it didn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. That was it was syntax error. That's why this alert was not working.
Right, right,
And
right.
when I start this convert this D to a small case later, then
Yes,
this
sir.
alert starts working.
Yes, correct, correct.
Yeah. So whenever we have to debug this JS code, then generally we have to first of all clear the history from here. Go to this browser
Okay.
history,
Yes, yes.
and then there is option
Clear
to
it.
clear the history, clear browsing
Yes,
data.
correct, sir.
Every time we have to okay, check the performance of the code, then we have to clear the history.
Right, sir.
Then it will make sure that the most recent code will work. Otherwise not.
Yes.
It's
Right, right,
very
right.
hectic. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
just cancel it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now let us remove these alerts.
Yes, sir.
This is unnecessary. This one. And that triple equal to, initially we have written this one. Yeah, like this. Actually, this triple equal to, this is also an operator. And it is available in PHP. And let me check
Okay.
whether it is available in JS or not. In PHP, this operator is available. Here also it is available.
Yes, sir. Hmm.
But there is some difference between this single equal to, double equal to, and triple equal to.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will
Uh,
discuss it when we will
yes.
this
Yes.
operator.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So single equal to is also an operator. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Double equal to is also another operator. And this
Right,
triple
right.
equal to this is also another operator.
Right, sir.
And these three are having three different meanings.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now let us move further
Yes, sir.
to the discussion. Let me start your file. Which one? JavaScript.txt. So we have discussed these two variables, text variable and password variable. Okay. So similar to this,
Yes.
there is
Yes, sir.
another variable known as hidden variable. This is very interesting. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is clear from the name. This variable is hidden variable. That means the value of this variable will not be displayed on the browser output.
Yes, sir.
So it is mainly used by the programmers to
Right, sir.
store those values which we need to pass from one page to another page without displaying its value to the user.
Right.
Now, for internal calculation purpose, we can use this variable. Okay.
Right, sir. Right.
The main thing is its value is not displayed on the browser. First thing is this, and it is generally used to um, carry the value of those elements which we need to pass from one page to another page without displaying its value on the browser. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So although its value is browser not being displayed on the browser, but we can see its value by in the source code of the browser.
Yes, sir.
It is possible. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
So this is not very much safe, but we can use it to store the intermediate results of complex calculation
Right, sir.
on the pages. Okay.
Right. Right.
And we can also use it for other purposes. For example, in the case of a shopping cart page, we want to store the total number of items or the items selected by the user that has been added to the shopping cart. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So those items can be stored in this hidden variable,
Right, right.
and then
So
we can
can we also say, let's say for example, a user like adds some products into wish list, and we want to forward this wish list information to somewhere where we can save and then later on use for marketing.
yeah
So can we?
we can also use for that purpose this
Okay,
variable.
okay,
However, this is not safe. It is not safe
okay.
because anyone can see it in the source code of the browser.
Source code, yes, yes.
So sensitive information should not be stored.
Okay,
For example, we cannot use it for password.
right, right,
Yeah. Because password can also be handled in this way. It is
yes, sir.
possible,
Yes,
but it will not be safe. Okay.
right, right, right,
That's why the concept of session has been implemented.
right, sir.
So in case of session, the password is stored in the session variable, and that variable is
Right,
the server side variable. That is server side variable. Okay.
right, yes, sir.
So its syntax is very simple.
Okay,
It is simply the input type, input, and then type equal to hidden, and name equal to suppose role, and value equal to suppose 101, like this.
yes, sir.
So there is no use of these attributes, this placeholder, and then this max length, read only, and
Right, sir. Yes,
there is no use of those attributes. You
yes, sir.
only have to set its type, then its name, and then its value.
Right,
Maximum, we can also set its ID or class.
right, yes,
That is our own choice. But
Sir, I have one doubt here.
yeah,
What is the difference between ID and class? I mean, they both at the end they have same functionalities.
now they have the same functionality, but there is some difference because in a single web page, okay, there can be a single element. There must be a single element whose ID is unique,
Yes.
and class same class can be assigned to more than one elements. But
Okay.
one ID can be assigned to only one element.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
ID
Okay.
means the unique ID.
ID is unique. So, sir, class, how can we assign it to different elements?
Yeah, we can
But
suggest
I think we haven't come to class. I think class we will do later on.
just there is an example. This uname. Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is the ID because it is starting from has,
Yes, sir.
and let us define a class also. So suppose its name is dot red. Okay, and here we have written color is red like this.
Yes,
So we can use this class in different levels also. For example, this level here we can write class equal to red. Okay,
right, right, right.
and here again we can write class equal to red like this.
Okay, okay, okay.
So now let us
Right.
see
Okay,
output.
okay.
So these two are appearing in red color
Yes, yes.
like this.
Okay, okay.
So class means collection of similar variables. Okay,
Collection of similar variables.
similar. Class means collection of similar elements or similar objects. So from this
Yes, sir.
point of view, this username and this enter password both are
Yes, sir.
similar. Similar in the sense the color of both elements is red.
Yes, sir.
But the this identity of this username is always different than the identity of this enter
Always.
password. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
because every element is having its unique identity.
Correct, correct.
So we must have used different value for ID
Yes, sir.
so that we can uniquely identify the element.
I got it. Okay. Yes.
So this is just the concept. However, if you will use the same ID here and same ID here, it will not generate an error because this is HTML. It is not a compiling language. It will not display an error. Okay, but
Yes,
then
sir.
probably it will not work properly.
Correct.
It will create
Because
confusion.
yes, yes, yes. The functionalities could be different, so they will
Yeah.
the system will yeah confuse.
For example, in case of other languages like C and Java and C++, which are compiling languages, in case of syntax error, the program will not compile.
Right, right,
But in
right,
this case, this is not compiling language, this is interpreting language. Okay. So there
right.
is no use of compilation. So
Yes, correct.
this syntax error, it will not be visible until this program is run.
Yes, sir.
This is the main thing. So this was the third variable, hidden variable. We have to simply
Yes, sir.
write type, name, and
Type it in.
we
Yes,
have. Okay.
yes, sir.
Fourth one is the text area variable. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is used to take input of multi-line text.
Sir, I think it's not recording again.
Yeah. Okay. I will upload.
Okay, we will. Okay, fine.
So it is used to take input of multi-line text from the user. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is the difference. If you are using this variable, text variable, then it is used for taking input in single line text.
Yes, sir.
And for multi-line, we have to use this variable, text area. And its
Yes,
syntax is also different. Okay. So its
yes,
syntax is like this. We have there is separate tag text area for this variable. Text area is the
right.
name of a separate tag. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
So at the minimum, we have to write the text area tag, and then we have to set its name. So now suppose we have written name equal to address. Then we can also set its ID. So suppose its ID is also address, then closing the text area like this. Okay. So now let
Yes.
us add one more field to this program, form elements. Uh, this one for text area. So just create a label, and enter your address. Okay.
Yes.
And before, just after this, we can write here. We have you have started this input tag. It appears just like this input tag is inside this label tag. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is not the case. It must be started at the same level. Mm, it should be like this.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, no, let me just set these values. It must be like this because these are parallel elements.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Indent wise, these are parallel elements. So this level is for address, enter your address, and then we have to start the text area. Text area, and within this text area we can write name equal to address. And if you want to set its ID, then we can also set its ID to address like this. And then just refresh this one. So this BR is missing. That's why it is
Right.
no, and then there is no closing of this input tag. This is wrong.
Right, sir. Yes.
Input tag is not having a closing. So now let us write
Okay, okay.
BR. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So it is enter your address. So again, in this text area, we can also use placeholder. Type your address, and it will appear
Yes, sir.
inside the text box. Type your address like this,
Yes,
and
sir.
we can increase its size with the help of mouse also.
Okay, okay.
It is flexible. This
Right.
facility is not available in this text box,
Yes, sir.
but in case of address, it is available. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So further, we can also set its default rows and columns. So we can
Right.
write rows equal to, suppose I'm writing 5, and then columns equal to, suppose 40. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let us say it's this one. So
Right,
this
right,
is 40 column from here to where, and this is
right.
5 line. However, we can write more than that, but this is the
Yes, sir.
initial dimension in which this text box will appear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think it is clear. And suppose we
Yes, sir.
want to display some predefined value in this box. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is not the predefined value. This is placeholder. And suppose I
Yes.
want to display some predefined value in this text box. Then there is no value attribute. For example, in case of this type equal to text, there is
Yes, sir.
an attribute whose name is value. But in this case, there is no value attribute. Rather, we have to write that text here like this.
Right.
Suppose I'm writing this is my address. So this matter, this is my address. It will appear inside the text box. This is my address.
Right.
So
So
and
what is the difference between, okay, this is the value, but we can also use that placeholder for that, right?
we can change it. We can remove it, and then, but as soon as this will be removed, that placeholder will appear.
Okay, okay, okay.
Placeholder will always appear when there is no value.
When there is, right.
And whenever there is a value, then that value will appear.
Yes, sir.
So this is the case. So this is very common element, this text area. Okay.
Right, sir.
Now again BR. Another most important element is this one. So here we can use, let me just copy it or just write its name, the attributes of text area. Okay. So name attribute is there, then rows attribute is there, calls attribute is there, and then placeholder is also there. Okay.
ID
Value
class.
is not there. Yeah, ID and class are common.
Okay.
ID and class are common,
Common.
but there is no value.
Right.
And we can also make it read only with the help of read only equal to.
Yes.
This is also possible.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now let's discuss the next element. So next element is the select variable. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is used to display values in the form of drop down box. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is used for to display the value in the form of drop down
Drop.
box. So its syntax is something somewhat different. Two different tags are there. So let me just give some example to you. Let us start from the simplest one. The simplest example is this. We have to start with the select tag and then give it some name. Suppose I am writing name name equal to course. Okay.
I have one question here. Sometimes we use double quotation, sometimes we use single quotation. Why is that so?
No, no. It is our own choice. We can use anyone.
Okay, okay.
However, double quote
And
is better than single quote.
okay, okay. And so sometimes we use a semicolon and sometimes we don't use semicolon. So
In case of
what?
single statement, there is no need of semicolon. But in case of
Okay,
multiple statement, and if you write multiple statement in the same line,
okay, okay,
then this semicolon is compulsory.
okay. So if there is no semicolon, still I have seen that it works.
No, we can, if you are writing a statement in different lines, first line,
Yes.
second line, then there is no need of semicolon.
Okay.
But these are the features of JavaScript only. Okay.
All right.
In other languages, semicolon is must.
It's must. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we are just using semicolon everywhere.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So we will keep it in practice. For example, in
Right.
Java, in PHP, in ASP, everywhere, semicolon is a compulsory part.
Okay. Okay.
And JavaScript is more flexible.
Right. Right. Right.
So it is optional. We can use or we cannot use. That depends upon choice.
Right.
So simplest example is this. Suppose we want to display the name of course. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So we have just I have just written this. We select and then name equal to course. So the name of this variable is course like this. And then suppose I am writing option and some course BBA, BCA course, then option MCA, then option BBA, and then option MBA. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then close this select tag. So this is the simplest example of this tag. This
Yes.
is it. At this moment, we have just set its name to the course, and there are four different possibilities of its value. Its value can be BCA, its value can be MCA, its value can be BBA, its value can be MBA, like this. By default, at this moment, this BCA will appear at the top of the
Right.
list.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you will click on that button, then all these three options will appear. So let us
Okay, so in case we don't want to show BCA, we can also add a placeholder saying please select.
know what you want.
For example, we don't want BCA to show as default, so
Yeah.
we can also place a placeholder saying please select from the drop down or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, we can also write like this.
Yeah, so then
I
there
will
will
just
be
give
no.
you, I will just give you an example of it. Okay. So various formats are there in this case. So here let us now create just a label for this one. Label and course. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And paste copy it. Okay. So its output will be like this. Okay. So the name of element is course
Cool.
and its value is fixed. Either it can be BCA or NCA or BBA or MBA. So
Right.
in this case, the user is not having a choice to
Yes.
not to select this element.
Right. Right.
At least this BCA will be selected. Otherwise,
Yes.
the user can select MCA or user can select BBA or user can select MBA. This is the first
Yes.
possibility. Second possibility is that we can give a blank choice here.
Yes.
Select your course, something like this. But
Yes.
the main thing is this: whenever we are displaying this option, okay, so the list of courses or the list of options generally come from the database.
Right.
Generally, it comes from the database because in the database there must be a table whose name will be course, and then
Right.
that table will have two columns. First column will be ID, and second column will be course name,
Right.
and that ID will be the primary key of that table, so that its ID must be unique. Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is the practical case. Okay, how this drop-down will appear. Its option will appear from the database. So
Mm,
at this moment, if we click on this MCA, then the value of this variable, it will be passed as MCA. But in
right.
database, this is not the case. In database, there must be ID for BCA, then there must be ID for MCA, there must be ID for BBA, there must be ID for MBA. So what we do, we have used this value is here, value equal to something, means value equal to 1. Then we can write value equal to 2. Okay. Then we can write value equal to 3. And then we can write value equal to 4. So in this case, when user will select MCA, then
Yes, sir.
internally this value 2 will be passed as the value of this variable.
So can we also have a text as like values equal to
Yeah, yeah,
Shaan?
yeah. Yeah, we can also write. It is our own choice.
Oh, right.
It is not necessary that it must be integer.
Correct.
But practically, this is happening. Practically, we are always having a database table, and that
Right.
table is always having at least two columns. First column will be this ID, and second column will be this one. Its name.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Right.
So we need to carry so that we can process this element like this.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
in such case, if you want to give a blank option, so you can write like this option, and then we can write
Select.
value equal to blank, and then here we can write select your course like this.
Okay, so the placeholder in select will not work.
Yeah, so in this case, the placeholder will be select your course,
Okay.
and its value is blank, means 0.
Right. Right.
Okay. So when this form will be submitted, then we will check what is the value of this course,
Right. Right. Right.
and if it is
But
value is
sir,
blank,
the attribute placeholder is not for this variable.
no, 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 that is not.
Okay.
It is like this.
Mm,
So now if
okay.
you click here, just refresh this page. So this option is the first option. Select your course. And
Yes, sir.
then BCA, BBA, BMC, these are the options. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
However, there is also another option. Suppose I want that this BBA, it should be the default option.
Yes, sir.
No, I just like this. This BBA should be the default option. So what we can have to write? We have to write here selected equal to true, or we can simply write selected.
Okay, okay.
So now just refresh it. So BBA is there.
Right.
By default, this BBA is there. And if you click on this BBA, then all these options will be there.
Yes, sir.
So selected is also very important.
Correct. Correct.
We have to keep in the mind. Just like here, previously it was read only. So here, and it is not read only. It is like the selected equal
Selected.
to true. Okay. So I think there is no confusion.
No, no, sir.
So just let us copy that code from here also. This tag, this select tag. Here we can write. This is the second example of select tag. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So first example was this, and second example is this.
Right.
Okay. And one thing more. In case of input tag, means when we are using input equal to type equal to text or type equal to password, there is an option to make the field read only. No?
Yes.
If you
Yes.
write, if you write, for example, this one, this text box uname, and if you write here read only equal to true, then what will happen?
Yeah, I mean, you can't change it.
Yeah. So we cannot change its value. It is something like this.
Yes.
If it is
Yes.
blind, then it will remain blind. We cannot write
Yes.
anything.
Yes.
Likewise, if you have written a predefined value, means value equal to ccpp length, like this, then this has become the fixed value. ccpp length. We cannot change it.
Yes.
User will not be able to change it. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So suppose I want to achieve the same thing here. This VBA should
Yes,
appear
sir.
here, and user should see this drop down, but he should not be able to change this option.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah. So for that purpose, this read only, it will not work here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Read only will not work. If you write read only, then there is no effect of it. Okay.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
what is the option here in this case? In that case, we can make use of another attribute. It is known as disabled. You
Disable.
write disabled equal to true. But there is some
Or
difference
simply.
between this read only and disabled.
Right. Right.
Okay, there is always a difference between read only and disabled. If you write this disabled equal to true. Okay. So now let us check its output. This option is disabled.
It's grayed out. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it is disabled. And after clicking on it, there is no action here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But the main difference is that when we have declared this text box as a read only, okay, then still there is a variable whose name is uname
Yes, sir.
and whose value is ccpp linux. Okay.
Yes.
And as
Correct.
soon as we have used disabled equal to true for this drop down, this drop down box. Okay.
Yes.
Then internally this variable has been lost. This is the main thing.
Mm.
This variable has been lost. So when this
Right.
form will be submitted, this form, then the value of this variable will not be passed to the server side
Okay.
script. No, it is not that the value of BBA, that is 3, will be sent to the server side script. It is not that, because this element has been disabled. Means its
Correct.
definition has been lost.
Okay. So it will not even take the selected one.
Yeah. So in that case, we have to make use of hidden variable. So in that case, we have to write like this: input and type equal to hidden, then name type equal to hidden, and then name equal to course, and value equal to 3, like this.
Right.
This statement, this becomes compulsory in this case.
Okay. Okay.
If you will not write this statement, then the value of this course variable will not be passed to the server side,
Right.
and it will affect our calculation or anything else in the processing like this.
Yes. Yes.
So this is a
Correct.
very important thing from the point of view of programming.
Right.
The programmer, we have to just take into consideration that we are using this disabled attribute. Then it is
Right.
disabling the definition of this variable.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, and this is not the case in case of read only.
Right. Right. Right.
So if we are writing like this,
So can we here add not an alert, but on mouse over, can we show the text disabled?
on mouse over we can again disable the element. It is also possible.
Okay.
But as soon as it will be disabled, its definition will be lost.
Okay. Okay.
It will not remain a element of the form.
Right. Got it.
That's why. So let us copy this code and paste it here. Okay. This is very important thing
Right.
from programming point of view.
Right.
Okay. So we have to just keep in the mind given a drop down box is disabled, then its definition is lost, and when the form is submitted, then the value of this element will not be passed to the server side script. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we need to make use of a hidden variable to carry the value of this variable to the server side script on form submission. Okay.
Yes, sir. So question, so this disable will only work in select variable, not
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Not even. No, no. This disabled. Uh, it works in select, and then this radio button and checkbox also.
Okay, okay. Or in the
Because
option.
again, this read only, it will not work in case of radio button. It will not work in case of checkbox.
Right.
And so for radio for this text box, we can make use of read only maximum. And for this radio button, checkbox, and drop down, we can make use of this disabled.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So this is the case. And one option is also there. Okay, with this select tag. That is, there is an attribute whose name is multiple.
Multiple.
Yeah, multiple.
Right.
Means we want to display more than one options at the same time to the user, so that user can select more than one values at a time.
Right, sir.
Okay. So let me just give an example of it to you, like this. So this was the course. Let us just change this code. I think it is clear to you.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I have just removed this one, disabled. Now suppose if I am writing multiple, okay. So we can write multiple equal to true, and then we can write size. Suppose I am using size equal to 3, like this. So now let us see its output like this.
Yeah.
So maximum 3 elements are visible at the same time.
Right. Right.
And at one moment, this BVA is selected, and we can also select more than one options at the same time, just by holding down the control button on the keyboard
Right. Right.
and then
Yes. Yes.
clicking on this option like this one. Okay,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
this is the case. So in this case, the nature of this variable, this course, it will be converted from simple variable to the array, because it is containing more than one elements.
Right. Right.
So on the server side script, for example in PHP or in ASP, JSP, anyone else, we have to just take care of it, whether it is coming as an array or whether it is coming as a simple variable.
Right, sir.
Oh, this is the case. So this multiple is also important. So we can write, just copy it from here. Here we can write multiple equal to true, and in this case we should also use this size option.
Side.
Actually size is different than the multiple.
Yes.
Yes, the size is different. It is not necessary that we have to only use this size only in case of multiple. Even if multiple is not set, even in that case we can use the size attribute.
Yes. Right.
So more than one element will appear.
Yes.
But if you want to provide the facility to select more than one element at a time,
Then
for
multiple.
that purpose we have to use this multiple attribute.
Right.
So this is the basic difference. So use of multiple attribute enables the user to select more than one options at a time. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and use of size attribute will simply display more than one options on the screen. So that's why this size option, the size attribute is only used in case of multiple.
Yes.
And in this case, so in case of multiple attribute, the nature of the select variable changed from simple variable to array, because it is containing more than one values.
Yes.
So we have to use a square bracket after its name on server side script. It is something like this.
Oh.
The square bracket means it becomes an array. It is something. Okay. So
Yes.
this variable is very important to select.
Right.
And how many possibilities are there in this case?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
Next element variable is point number 6. Radio variable for radio button.
Yes, sir.
It is used to display radio button on the screen to display more than one values in such a way that only one can be selected at a time. Okay,
Yes.
and its syntax is very simple. It is simply input. We have to use type equal to radio. Then we can define its name. Suppose its name is gender. We can also set its ID. So ID equal to gender. And then its value. Suppose its value equal to male. Okay. And then write its display text. So there is difference. This tag, this input tag, this one, it will display the radio button. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And this is the message mail. It will appear just after the radio button.
Yes.
And if you write this mail just before it here, then first of all this message will appear, and then this button will appear.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So this mail, this is the display text. What text will
Right,
display?
right.
And internally the value of this variable, this one, this gender variable, it will be passed as male. It is not necessary that we have to write male here. We can also pass 1, 2, 3, 4, or simply M.
1, 2, 3. Right. Yes.
This is the value of this variable.
Yes.
So for example, suppose another option we want to provide for female. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next we can write female, and again an input tag just like this. This one. Okay.
Yes.
So here we have to just change its value. Okay. So one thing more. So here we have set the same ID, same value in ID.
Yes.
This is wrong and this is right, both. It depends upon our own choice. Ideally, we should write gender 1 here and gender 2 here,
Right, right, right.
so that we can uniquely handle this radio button, and we can also uniquely handle this radio button. But if you want to set the same property, because the name is same, okay, so that's why we have used the same ID.
Same IDs. Yes.
Yeah, because this is the group of options.
Yes, sir.
So in this case, initially neither this radio button nor this radio button will be checked.
Correct.
Let us just copy.
Because can we make it also multiple?
Multiple in sense,
Multiple selection, I mean.
but in that case we have to change its name. For multiple, there is an option of a checkbox.
Okay.
Checkbox is generally used for multiple options,
Okay.
and radio button is generally used for this unique one.
Once.
Yeah. So now let's write another value here. Just create a label and write gender here. Okay. And then after this label, just a minute. First of all, put a BR here. So now after this label, we can write that code. This one. This male and female. Like this. Okay. So now let us refresh this page. This. Initially this male and this female both are not selected. But as soon as we click on any one of them, okay.
Yes.
Suppose we click here. Now it is not possible to unselect it.
Mm-hmm.
If you will click here, then it will, any one of these will be selected.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So generally what we do, we generally forcefully check one of the options.
Yes, yes, sir.
So for that purpose, we can write here. We can write checked equal to true. So in this case, initially this male will be checked.
Okay, so selected we cannot use. Yes.
No.
Oh,
Different types of attributes are there.
yes, yes, yes.
Selected is for option type. Then this check, this is for input type equal to radio and type equal to checkbox. Only for these two. Okay.
Yes,
Then read
yes,
only. Read only is for type equal to password, type equal to text
yes,
for these two. Okay. And
yes.
this disabled, it will work with the select and it will also work with this one input.
Okay, sir.
It is also true. We can also write disabled here. So let us first
Yes, sir.
refresh this page. So by default, this is selected. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
So in this case, this checked equal to true is also there. Just write it here.
Okay.
Okay, with the help of checked equal to. However, this true is optional.
Yes.
If you simply write checked, then it will also work. I think so. You can
Okay.
simply write checked. That's all.
Check. Yes. Correct.
But the ideal syntax is this. Okay.
Right, sir.
So it will also work. It is checked.
Yes.
But the ideal syntax is this. Checked equal to true.
Yes, sir.
So with the help of checked equal to true attribute, we can make an option checked by default when the radio button is being displayed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then we can also use this one disabled equal to true. For example, here we can write disabled equal to true. Okay.
Yes.
And so naturally here we also have to write disabled equal to true like this.
Yes.
Now let us see its output. So these two buttons are there, but we cannot change their value.
Like that.
These are
Yes.
disabled. But again the same thing. This variable has been lost. General variable.
Yes. So we have to use that hidden.
Yeah. Again we have to use a hidden variable, something like this. So this disabled is very dangerous. Yeah.
Right. Right.
It is disabling the variable itself. So
Right.
it should be gender and its value should be male, like this.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because we have this checked this option, male option.
Yes. Correct. Correct. Correct.
Okay. So very similar to this radio button. There is another variable, point number 6.
7.
Yeah, point number 7, check button, check box variable. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So suppose we have I've written a code like this: level and hobby. Okay. So we can write not hobby, hobbies,
Hobbies. Yes.
because a person can have more than one hobbies.
Yes.
Okay. And we want to provide two options: music
Yes.
and cricket,
Yes.
like this. So suppose first option is music. So in this case, it will be checkbox,
Check.
and it will be hobby one. This is the first hobby of the person.
Yes.
ID
The
should also
checkbox has to be like without key here.
no,
The type is it has to be it's written like that. I mean, or it has to. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
now it is okay.
Yes.
And then its value. Suppose its value is music. Okay. Then suppose it is cricket.
Right.
So again its type is checkbox. its name is now copy 2. Then it's the ID, and then it's the value. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let us move this code to the our code, that is HTML file form elements. So here we can write, just put a BR tag and then paste it.
Yes, sir.
Now let us see its output. This one. So here either we can click on both
Yes.
because their name is different, or we can select any one, none of them,
Right.
like this. So this is one of the another common element that we have to use. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this 7, it was 7th element. No?
Yes, sir.
Some elements are very small. So 8 one. There is a file variable. It is used to provide
Sir, one question in the previous checkbox variable, what will work? Selected or what
check.
we got?
Check. It will work check.
Checked. Okay,
Check.
checked.
Check equal to true. You can write check equal to true.
Right.
It is similar to the radio button.
Okay.
So we can write check equal to true also.
Right.
We can also write here also. So at the same time, both options will be checked.
Okay.
It is also possible. By default, if you write here check equal to true, and suppose you also write here check equal to true.
True.
Now let us refresh this page. So by default, both are checked.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then next one is this file variable. It is used to provide facility to upload, to select a file to be uploaded to the server. Okay, and its syntax is very simple. It is simply input and then type equal to file. Then we can just write name. Suppose the name is equal to photo. Okay, so just use it here. Where is the code? This one. Just put a BR tag.
Right.
And then one label, upload photo. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and then we can write input type equal to file, name equal to photo. Now let us see its output. This one, this tool value.
Right.
So it is displaying two things: this button as well as this text. So this is the
Yes.
single content. Suppose I have selected this file, final front.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now it is displaying its name here.
Right.
And as I told you earlier, in such cases, we have to use multi-part / form data. No? Here,
Yes.
first of all, its method must be post. First thing is this, and second thing is enc type. It should be set to multi-part / form hyphen data. Only then this form element will work. If you not write this one, ENC type equal to multi-part slash form data and method equal to post. So even after defining this variable, this input type equal to file, it will not work. This is very
Hello.
important.
Okay.
Okay. So we have to just keep in the mind this thing at this place.
Sir, I did not understand this encrypt type actually.
Actually, encrypt tag, as I told you earlier, it is having three different values. Okay. So in case of file upload for facility form, if its value is not set to this one, this multi-part slash form data, then in that case, this variable, the value of this variable is not being passed to the server side script.
Okay.
This is the case.
All
So,
right. All right.
so two things
So
are
I have
there.
a question.
Its method should be
This is
post.
the so this is the only type we can write like form to multi-part and form
Uh,
data.
Three different possibilities are there. Okay, but this is the most common value.
Okay. Okay.
So, in order to pass the value of this variable to the server side script, we need to set the form method to post and set the value of ENC type attribute to multi-part slash form data, like this.
Right.
These are the basic requirements.
But sir, then we also need a submit button to upload
Yeah,
this
that is
form.
the basic. No, it is not that we can submit a form without having submit button.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
On any event, on click, on change, okay, on
Okay.
focus, on blur, because when we are using this JavaScript,
Yes.
then we can take action on any event, on any user event.
Right. 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 Right.
It is not that this submit button is compulsory part. Okay,
Oh,
so now ninth one is the button variable. Okay,
yes, sir.
it is used to uh, simply to display a simple button, means its action is not defined. Okay,
Right.
the action of such button is not predefined. It can be set with the help of JS code. Okay, and its syntax is very simple. Input type equal to
But
button, and then we can set its value. Value equal to click me, like this.
right. Right.
So what will happen after clicking on this button? It depends
Right.
upon the JS code.
On the JS code. Yes.
Yeah, it is not a predefined button,
Right. Right.
and there are two predefined buttons are there. So one is the submit button. Okay,
Yes, sir.
submit button variable. Yeah, we can write it submit button variable. So when user will click on this button, then the control will go to that server side script whose name is provided in the action attribute of the form. Okay.
Right. Sir,
Along,
in input type here, we can also use ID and name for the button.
yeah, we can also use
Okay.
along with the value of all variables of the form. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And its syntax is also very simple. Input, only we have to set its type to submit, and then we can give some value, suppose save, and then last one is the reset button. Okay.
Yes.
So when on clicking on this button, you can say after clicking on this button, after clicking on this button, value of all variables will be reset to their original, or no, not original, we can say initial values. Okay.
Right,
And
sir.
it is, its syntax is similar, just we have to write reset here, and we can mix some message here. Suppose we have right to cancel. Okay. So we
So,
are
sir,
just keeping
all
the
varies.
initial value.
So that means the checkboxes and everything will be clear.
Yeah, everything will be clear. And initial means not blank. Initial means if you have set some initial value, for example, let us create this reset button here. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this BR is there. And suppose if I am writing input type equal to reset,
Yes.
and there is no need of name, so just write its value. Value equal to cancel. Okay. And here, let me just give an example to you. This read one it true equal to true. Just remove it. So this text box, new name, it is having initial value CCPP Linux,
Yes.
and this password, its initial value is blank. Okay.
Yes, sir.
This address,
Yes.
its initial value is this. This is my address.
Yes, sir.
Now let us refresh this page. Okay. And now change its value to something else. Okay. And now also change its value to something else, and it's also something else. Okay. Now click on cancel button.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
is blank. It is blank because its initial value is blank. Its initial value is blank, but
Right.
its initial value was CCP Linux.
Says it there. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the difference.
Sir, let's say, for example, I don't want to clear username and password, but I want to clear the multi-selection. So how would that happen?
Now what we want to know?
Let's say, for example, the username password does
Yeah.
not change; it stays. But I want to, with cancel, I want to change the reset the value only of the on the options on the check boxes and the others.
So in that case, we have to use a simple button, and then we have to write the separate JavaScript code for that purpose.
Okay, okay, okay.
This cancel button, this reset button is a general button. It will
Right, right.
reset the value of all the elements. Okay.
Yes, got
For
it, got
example,
it.
suppose we have chosen a file. Okay, and just click here. So now again it is no chosen, no
Right.
file chosen.
So, for example, to clear the information on some of the fields, then we have to write a JavaScript for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
for customized button, we have to use the code of JavaScript.
Right.
So I think this all these elements have been discussed.
Right, sir. Right.
So now from the next class, we will start from the this variable. What is variable? What is operator? Uh,
Yes, sir.
how many operators are there? How to define variable? And because
Yes,
we
sir.
all know how to take input in the variable, how to design a form.
Yes, sir.
So now we have to put concentration on the programming part.
Yes, sir.
This was just the interface part.
Yes.
Uh,
Correct.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So we will next class will be again on Tuesday
Tuesday. Yes. Yes, sir.
at 10:30
Yes, sir.
IST.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will upload today class video on YouTube.
Yes, sir. And I will download it from there. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And I am just sending this file to you through WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Okay.
So on WhatsApp, just let me here. Just a minute. So first file is this, and second file is this. Only these two files are there.
Yes, sir.
Have you received them?
Yes, sir. So, yes. I've got it.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I
We'll
will
meet you,
upload
sir.
and send you the link.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, sir.